What's up, people of YouTube? Today I'm gonna be starting a new little series that I'm gonna do because I'm lazy and I'm lazy and I don't do videos sometimes. So I want to make a video kind of like mashing everything together. You know, like reviews or maybe stuff that might happen in hip hop or like like just basically like a mashup of everything. So yeah, this is catch up, not catch up, catch up, and yeah, let's get right into it. Hold on. Shit. Okay. So as you guys know, like lately, there's been like this like big like insurgents like I don't know if I'm using the right word, but like all this music coming out, like everyone is coming out with music. I mean, coming out with albums, coming out with mixtapes and singles and all this. And I only got to review. I only got to review PTSD, and I really liked it. But obviously, there's a bunch of other albums that came out that I never got to reviewing. I wanted to review Eternal Take, but I never got to doing that. So let's talk about all the albums that have been coming out and all the music and stuff. So the first thing I wanted to bring up was PTSD, which I personally think was perfect, especially the first songs going up until the song Gangbanging. I think like most of the album I thought was put together well. The beats were great. The message behind it was good. There was nothing too corny. Like the song Gangsta's Cry with BJ the Chicago Kid. Like I feel like that song had potential to be a corny song, but like it wasn't. Like it was real good. I told you, like I said in my review, like it was perfect. Check that review out if y'all didn't see it. Then there was Eternal Take, and then the week later, Lil Uzi gave us Love versus the World 2, and I guess he added as like a deluxe edition or whatever. I don't know. Basically, it's just he put both the albums together. I don't get what the point of that was, and the songs on that album, I'm just gonna I'm gonna talk about both albums, because he put both of them together. I feel like they both had like good songs and bad songs. Cause at first I didn't like Love versus the World, and then like I started listening to it a little bit more, and I started thinking like, you know what, it's not that bad. So like the songs I like off of it is, Bean, Kobe, whatever, but with Chief Keef, Yazurski, and where is it? The one with Dirk. Fuck is the name of it? No Auto. So I thought only like those three tracks were good, just from the Love versus the World part, and then Eternal Take, which I liked a lot. You got Baby Pluto, Lamaine, Silly Watch, Pop, and then you go to part 2. Which is basically just a remix of XO Tour Life and Futsal Shuffle. I don't know, Futsal Shuffle 2020, the bonus track. And then that way it was just kind of like a goofy song. I didn't like it or dislike it. It was just a funny song. It was a funny song to listen to. And all the other tracks are pretty much just forgettable. They're whatever. I mean, I did think it was a pretty decent project. I enjoyed it. Lil Baby, My Turn, that album, I really couldn't get into it because like, I mean, just like Lil Baby's like one of those artists where it's like most of his music all sounds the same. I mean, none of the tracks even like none of them even stood out because when Keith comes out with all these mixtapes and albums and EPs and all that, there's always usually sometimes at least one track that you can come out liking, that's memorable. And everything else you just forget. But no, there's like not a single song that I thought was good from that album. So now we could segue into Chief Keef, the Glow Files, Part 4. Keef comes out with tapes, just like I said earlier, where there's like always one or two good songs, sometimes multiple songs that are good, and you remember them, and you put them in your playlist, or you save them, or like them. But this one didn't really have any songs like that. The only song that I liked halfway was just Ignorant. I thought that song was alright. And then NBA Youngboy Still flexing, still stepping. Uh, I don't like it. I'm sorry. NBA YoungBoy has some good songs, but he's not really all that good. I always said that NBA YoungBoy makes music for dirty dick ass niggas. Lil Wayne. This is obviously earlier in the year. I feel like none of the songs are good, and I loved Carter 5. I thought it was great. I was very disappointed by it. I mean, because most of the songs, it just sounds like he tried to rewrite How to Love. Like, How to Love was whatever. It was cool, fun, cute, whatever, because he tried singing, and he's not really a singer. So it's funny to hear a rapper try to sing, and it's kind of bad, but it's not bad. If that makes any sense. I feel like he tried to do that again with Funeral, and it wasn't good. And then Eminem, I don't know. Music to Be Murdered By, that album. I don't know, Eminem, ever since he made the Venom music for that movie, I feel like his music just declined, because Revival wasn't good, Kamikaze was a step up, it was something better, and Music to Be Murdered By, I didn't like it all that much. The only song that grew onto me was Godzilla, and because I saw the music video for it, cause I saw it on Lyrical Lemonade, and I listened to it, and I'm like, it's whatever, I agree, it grew on to me. I kind of liked it. I especially liked Juice WRLD's part. I think he added something to it. He made it better, slightly better. But yeah, in the music video, this nigga looks like a dad. Like, I don't know. For those of y'all that go to schools with like different cultures and races, like, that white dad that works in construction and he's divorced. That's what Eminem looks like now, especially with that beard. Like, that nigga looks like a divorced white dad. And then like there's some singles over here I want to talk about. FBG Duck, I'm from 63rd. Oh my god, this nigga dissed the fuck out of Dirk and Vaughn and Herb, and I don't think anybody got that one, because that song was so disrespectful, man. I mean I think it's one of the, I'd put it up as, I know it's kind of extreme for me to say, because I guess like Duck is kind of like newer, and he's like kind of like he just got popped in the past year or two. But I'm from 63rd, like, I think I put it up there with one of the better disses, like No Vaseline and Dre Day and Real Motherfucking G's, and what other disses are there? Hit 'em Up. I put it up there. I put it high up in that pedestal, because like this nigga called King Von a little boy. He tell Dirk why he send that little boy. Wait, what did he say? Why he send that little boy to play with me? If you got sucky shit to say, do it yourself. Like, damn, this nigga called out two niggas at once. Two at once. And then he mentioned this part about how he I can't remember the lyrics, but like he's like, what did he say? He said something about like, oh, y'all believe that shit, what's it called? They ain't selling me that shit. Like, I'm like, damn, this nigga's talking about like I think he was making shots at her because PTSD, because how Herb is, claiming to have, seen all this stuff and all that, which personally I'm not going to deny or say he did experience it, because I don't know, I wasn't there, but I thought it was a pretty good diss. It was definitely a good diss. Had a hard beat to go with it. Duck is just like this like big like aggressive ass nigga, like, you know what I'm saying, like he like, I don't know, the beat went with him, the lyrics and everything just went. I just thought that this was perfect. I think FYB J-Mane came out with his diss track. I feel like it's kind of like following up to that one. It's a remix of Took It to the O. And man, this song was just straight disrespectful, G. But I don't know. I thought it was a fun diss to listen to. You guys should check it out if you want to listen to some diss tracks. Him and FBG, they're really going in on fucking Vaughn and all them. And if speaking of King Von, his album LeVon James came out. I thought it was better than Grandson. Like, the songs that I liked from it were mainly the ones that he was featuring other people, like the one with YM Melly. Like, I liked it. I don't know, YMW Melly. I liked On Your Ass with Herb. The Message with NLE Choppa. Broke Ops. I like that song too. And Trust Issues was good. But yeah, definitely LeVon James was a step up from Grandson. Like Grandson was just like, he just like, I feel like he was just trying to put something out there just to have a mixtape out. But LeVon James like lifted him up, like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot. Like it was a decent mixtape. Um, Now going back to songs, you got YMW Melly, and Juice World, Suicidal, the remix, and oh my god, nigga, I'm telling you, the remix way better than the actual song, because I've always felt like Juice World. I mean, too bad he passed away, so we can't really, hear, really can't hear anymore. But like, I feel like Juice World always added this, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like he added something to music, especially anything concerning like love or, in like serious topics. I feel like Juice WRLD always added like that oomph to it, like because of his like emo, his emo whatever, his emo like stature, whatever you want to call it, his emo, him being emo, whatever you want to call it. And you got Dirk and Herb, Chirac Demons. That song was alright. It was alright, Uh, I mean, I feel like Dirk hyped it up too much. It was alright. And then LV the God, can't forget LV. He came out with a song called Too Hard. And I don't know, I didn't like it that much. It just sounded too much like all of his other songs. Which I hope to God that that's not what, I hope that that's not what's going to end up happening with with LV. That all his music is just going to become like, Keith kind of falls under that category too, where it's like a lot of his music sounds the same. And I hope LV doesn't get into that, because LV is not big enough to start doing stuff like that. Like at least Keith, he had Back from the Dead and Finally Rich, and then he's featured on all these people's music and all that. So like he has that going for him. So, but this nigga's like LV the God. The problem with him is that he just hasn't had any exposure. Like none of these rappers have like gone out and said like, oh yeah, go fuck with my boy LV. Like the only rapper that kind of like really messed with him like that was Waka Flocka. I feel like Waka Flocka, but it was a remix for El Hitta's song. Well, I don't know. And then you got Kachiman, the boy, his songs that came out. You got 2001, which is produced by him. All these songs are all by him. They've all came out this year. 2001, motherfucking Doom, Gazillion, Ear. This one's a remix though, because the first song 2001 is remixed by him. It is produced by him, but this one, motherfucking Doom, Gazillion Ear remix. That's not his song. He's remixing it. And then Notes, No Alarms, Homework. I think that's what the HW stands for. Purpose, Back in the Cave, Don't Go Outside, and Sand Going Fast in My Own Hourglass. Those are all produced by him. All those songs I just mentioned. And my favorite one is Sand Going Fast in My Own Hourglass, because he does like this thing with his voice where he like plays with it and all that, which I like. I don't know, sorry, I'm a K-Dot fan, I'm into that. And I'm gonna link his SoundCloud to the description so y'all can check out his music. Yeah, I told you guys what his music is like before, so don't go in surprised or anything. And yeah, and you guys should follow me on Spotify. Like if y'all want to see like the type of music that I'm into, I'll see if I can link that. And if I can't link it, then I'll just type it. I'll just type my name. It's my YouTube name. So yeah, that's catching up. Like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.